What is this? Is this a podcast?
Yes, hello, friend Rio.
Hello, friend. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good day, good afternoon, whatever time you decide to listen to this shit. Welcome to the Voices from Behind podcast, the podcast where every week me and this numbskull over here throw a movie at each other and we have the movie discussed because things. Also, we are now on Mixcloud as well. Just so I say it, that this is episode 9 of the podcast, which will also be going up on Mixcloud tomorrow. Mixcloud is a service akin to SoundCloud, and it was a response to some people saying that, because obviously people listen to the podcast on their commutes, don't you?
Kinda.
Yeah, they don't listen to them at home. A lot of them don't. A lot of people just put them, on their phone or something, and they walk to work or they go to the gym or whatever. And a lot of people said, well, one person, maybe two people said to me, hey, I don't want to listen to this on YouTube because it's wasting all my data and I can't really, lock my phone while I'm listening. So I spoke to a bunch of people and they told me, hey, why don't you use Mixcloud? It's free and, you can just play it in your browser and you can just lock your phone. And so I did. So now we're on Mixcloud as well because we're cool dudes.
Which reminds me, you said that they can't lock their phones, so they're using iPhones. Haha.
No, it's the same for Android as well.
Oh, so YouTube fucked over Android, so you can't now lock your phone and listen to YouTube?
You never could. You had if you want to do it, you need to fucking get like YouTube Premium, and people don't want to get that. So,
I think I remember the day that happened on iPhone because it started on my iPhone, and it was because, as far as I can remember, YouTube had some issue with fucking Apple, so they did it just to spite them. And this was like fucking 6 years ago, some shit. And it kind of stayed the same.
It's all right. I'm your host, Evo, and with me is my bearded co-host, who is also named Evo.
But I don't have a beard anymore.
Okay, my balding co-host.
Yes, I'm sorry.
It's fine. This is the Voices from Behind podcast once more, now on Mixcloud. If you want to go follow us there or listen to us there, you're more than welcome to. You can easily just stream the episodes, or you could just be a dirty pirate and download them through like a converter somewhere from YouTube. It's not difficult, and I won't blame you for it because let's face it, until we get more listeners or this picks up, we're gonna have to just do it this way. Otherwise I have to pay a certain amount of fees to actually get these things uploaded to other places. I mean, I will try iTunes as well because I'm pretty sure iTunes is free and it's easy for people to just use iTunes. So apart from that, the podcast, we talk about what we did over the week first. It doesn't matter what way it's either you go first, I go first. It doesn't really matter. And also, then we talk about a bit of the news, because this week there is some news, and some trailers came out. And
Indeed they did.
And I'm very, very psyched for a certain film about a little boy who says a little word and becomes a big boy and goes to buy beers at a store. But yeah, then we speak up. As I said earlier, we give each other a film.
Yes.
One host gives a film to the other host, and then we have that film discussed the week after. The film doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be bad either.
Because lately we have been only watching good movies.
Lately we've been a fucking tangent. Also, next week is our 10th episode.
Salutations for the 10th episode. Yay.
I'm clapping. Yeah. So what we're gonna do next week is I don't think we're gonna discuss news that much. I posed the topic last week. Obviously we're gonna talk about a film in the last part of the podcast, but seeing as how there's a lot of news about Batman and the Batman being made and how it's being filmed right now, and they're looking for a Batman, and I think somebody said that there was gonna be at least 4 villains in it.
4. That's a good. That sounds like a fucking clusterfuck at this
Why would
point.
it be a clusterfuck though? It's a Batman film. You can easily have Zaz in the opening and Batman catching him, going, "Oh, I caught this man who killed this woman and cut himself," and then have like a trio of villains against him. So I don't see it being,
Yeah, the chances of them using Zaz is close to 0. And probably they're just gonna go with the typical Rogue Gallery stuff. So you're gonna
Yeah,
have
but
Poison Ivy and
I'm not gonna
Bane.
complain at all because I want to see a good Batman film.
I will complain as much as I can.
I will complain
Because I can.
For that very reason, I'm going to say that for next week, each of us will come up with. Well, we can't really go into too much fucking detail because obviously this is a lot of work, and we only have a week, and I need a good couple of months to actually knock all this down. So we're each going to propose our Batman castings. Like we're gonna pick actors to play. Like we're gonna basically cast a Batman film, okay?
Yeah.
So, are you taking notes?
No. The thing is, though, I was thinking I'm gonna do 2 casts. One is gonna be the meme cast.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, we can do that.
And the other one's gonna be the normal one. The meme cast, I've got some fucking bangers for the meme
I've got
cast.
some as well. Don't worry about it.
Oh God, yes.
So, what we're gonna do for next week is we're gonna each cast our own Batman film. So we're casting a Batman, somebody to play Batman, obviously, somebody to play Alfred, somebody to play Gordon. Okay.
Somebody to play Lucius.
Well,
We need Lucius.
Okay, we're gonna cast a Lucius. Fine. So then you have 2 sidekicks. I don't care which sidekicks they are. You can decide for yourself which ones. Like other sidekicks can be mentioned in the film. Like they don't have to be cast. Okay?
Well, they could be cast, but the thing is, they could be just a fleeting stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you've got 2 sidekicks to pick whichever ones you want, and I'm giving you 3 villains for the film.
All right.
So you've got a Batman, an Alfred, 2 sidekicks, a Gordon, a Lucius, and 3 villains, and some sort of like loose story you can come up with. Okay.
Sounds fair.
And then we're gonna have a little brainstorming session where we discuss like whose casting is better and whose casting is worse. And if we decide that our stories could meld into one, we can meld them into one, or make a separate story from the from the combination of the 2 castings.
The thing is, though, I am completely weirded out by this idea on many reasons. Mostly because I tried last week.
Okay.
And I can only think about meme casts, because serious casts. I was like,
you can come up with serious castings. Like if I can imagine a bunch of people in my head. Oh. One thing you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
I thought about this as well. We're not doing Batman Beyond.
Well, yeah, Batman Beyond is
we are
going to be
not doing Michael Keaton as old Batman and somebody.
No, it's going to be Gary Oldman as old Batman. Come on!
Oh, no.
Come on!
No.
Come on!
Like we're not doing Batman Beyond. Like the whole speculation about Michael Keaton being old Batman. That's way too awesome of a concept. So we need to figure something else out.
But I was trying to figure out a new Batman that follows Disney's guidelines to be some mid-20s type of an actor that fits. And I got nothing.
You don't have to pick a mid-20s actor. You can pick whichever one you find ideal, but he cannot be like any of the current. Like it can be Affleck or somebody that has been considered before. Or you can pick somebody that's been considered before because my casting is actually pretty solid. But
my meme casting is pretty solid as well.
My meme casting. Now that you said it, I'm getting ideas into my head. And
I got all my ideas in my head.
Christ.
It's like I've got almost all of them written down and ready to go.
That's good to know. That's really good to know. So, in any case, how was thine week, sir?
Well, I finally am not sick anymore.
Ooh, not sick.
But I got a really slow week because still kind of sick halfway through. So, I continued watching shit. So I'm currently watching The Order season 1 on Netflix.
Order. What's
The Order? The Order is, and I'm clear, out of revenge for his mother's death. A college student pledges a secret order and lands in a war between werewolves and practitioners of the dark magic.
American television series. Is this new?
Yeah.
Okay, how bad or how good is it?
It's so weird because literally the main character is the most annoying little shit
Okay.
He's worse than fucking Archie. Yeah, that's saying something.
Speaking of that, sad news.
What?
Do you know about?
They cancel the Archies?
They didn't cancel it. No. What's his name? Luke Perry, the guy that plays Archie's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away.
Fuck. Really?
Yeah, Luke Perry died. How many days ago? It's the 7th. 3 days ago.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, he had a heart attack or something like that, or no, he had a stroke, and there was a news article about him having a stroke and him having being taken to hospital. And then a couple of days later, it was like, "Yep, Luke Perry's dead." I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
He was a good one.
He was the best actor on that show.
Well, it's not difficult. But still, he was a good actor. He actually did a lot of things I liked.
No, he did, yeah. Especially Hawaii 90210. I mean, come on.
I mean, he was also in The Fifth Element.
True. He
was in the Incredible Hulk, the TV series. I think those were the animation ones.
Still a great actor, and it's a big shame that he is gone.
Yeah.
I am sad.
He was also in Oz of all places. Fucking Oz.
Oz was a good show.
Oz is an amazing show.
Yep.
I want them to redo it nowadays. That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a really big shame.
Actually, now that I think about it, you know why Oz is so significant? Because it repelled HBO into modern day HBO. It's the first show that actually showed that they could probably not just live off doing taxi confessions, I think it was.
Yep. They could do like proper serious adult shows.
Yeah, they started off with Oz, then we got The Wire. At some point we got Sex and the City, but let's not talk about that.
Speaking of deaths, also the what's his name? The vocalist of The Prodigy died as well.
Yeah, I know. My Facebook suddenly all of them became Prodigy fans for 2 days.
Keith Flint,
Fuck it.
Speaking of that, that's also kind of fucking stupid about the whole. All of a sudden, everybody's a fan. I'm like, when did you ever listen to Prodigy? I swear to God.
I mean, this shit was always happening. I was listening to Prodigy when I was younger, but I just stopped. So
did I, but it was still the whole notion of all of a sudden people that have never even seen mention Prodigy going, this was a big part of my childhood. I'm like, was it?
This thing happened with Chester. This thing happened
with Chester, yes, and with Amy Winehouse and a bunch of other people.
Mike, what was that? Who was the other one? The most galling one of them all.
That died just before Chester.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that's
David Bowie, I think.
No.
Was it David Bowie?
It was everybody. It was with Bowie. It was with Michael Jackson as well. No, what's his name?
No, well, David Bowie was the most egregious one because I think I'm not sure. Has David Bowie passed away? That's a very good question. Because the thing is, I don't listen to him.
Chris Cornell. When Chris Cornell passed as well.
David Bowie has always passed away. Because the thing is, it's like, I don't listen to David Bowie, so I never gave two shits about it. But suddenly, after he passed away, and everybody just started like, he was a great inspiration. Motherfucker, you don't even fucking listen to this type of music.
You don't even know who David Bowie is. Like, why would you even go there? Yeah.
Yeah, up until a short media article, you didn't even know who the fuck this guy is.
Yep.
Have you seen the Labyrinth?
Probably heard his songs before. Have you seen his junk in Labyrinth? Did you watch them in The Prestige where he played Nikola Tesla? No. Fuck you.
Of course not. Of course not. Because why would you? He was a great inspiration.
See, I love David Bowie. He is a great inspiration. I'm like, do you even know who David Bowie is? I swear to God. But yeah, all of a sudden everybody now is a Prodigy fan.
He was also in Zoolander.
Yeah, I know he was. I know he was.
Because the thing is, I'm actually more familiar with his filmography rather than his musical.
Yeah, pretty sure you're like super familiar with his music as well, because you probably hear it everywhere, but you never realized it was his.
I know, because
that was perfectly possible. But yeah, so he did
I've heard them, but I don't actually like any of the things he made.
I like him. It's groovy. It's good. It's good for a lot of his music is really good for fucking, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's either that or you put fucking Slayer on. Oh, so many questions which I'll never answer.
Yeah. Speaking of Slayer, I'm gonna send you a video now. But
So how was your week?
Sorry. Oh, was that your week done?
Yeah, I mean, I it's like the rest of it. Oh yeah, I also watched Pet Cemetery.
The original.
Yeah, it's bad, but
Is
it's
it?
different.
Well, yeah, but
But it's definitely not as bad as I remember it. Do you know the movie has a sequel?
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah, I was so surprised by that one. Do you know who plays in it?
Who?
Edward fucking Furlong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
After he did Terminator 2.
I'm pretty sure that was his last film or something. You never know.
No. Edward Furlong was also part of one of my all-time favorite monster movies. It's called Arak to Click.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, you watch it, motherfucker!
Of course,
you
it's something.
Watch it!
Of course, it's something obscure.
It's a sci-fi movie that's like 2012.
Okay.
It's an actually really good one. He also was, because his career is pretty weird. Because after he did Terminator 2, his career was like, It's definitely not. He was also in American History X, which is pretty fucking weird.
I had a little burpee there, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was my week?
Yeah, how was your week?
Do you remember last week when I said that I was waiting on shoes and that the tracking got fucked up somehow?
Yeah.
So on the Thursday while I'm at work, I check my I thought, oh well, these shoes should be arriving because they're ordered from China and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about. Your typical eBay, wait for 2 weeks, whatever. So Thursday, as I said last week, I checked my track and it was like we tried to deliver them, but we couldn't. Oh, okay, that's a shame. I'll rearrange the delivery for the Saturday. On the Friday, I finally get the note. You know, the little red note that Royal Mail puts through your post box.
Yeah.
We tried to come here today, but we couldn't. That was the note I should have gotten on the Thursday. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm not even going to try to like rearrange this because obviously I've already rearranged it for the Saturday. And on the Saturday, while I told you Viana was coming over, didn't I?
Yeah.
So her and her boyfriend came over, and they actually spent the whole weekend here because a big storm hit the island where they were supposed to go. So they couldn't go till Monday, which was fine. I actually had a really good weekend with them. But so they came over and on the Friday, and on the Saturday, Desi went to work, and she messages me early in the morning about, I want to say 9:30. And she says, hey, we've got a load of change at home. Could you just bring the change down because we have no change at work? And she works like 10 minutes away. And so I get the change together. And I tell her and her boyfriend, I go, hey, guys, my shoes might be arriving soon. You know, the postman might be here soon. So if he does knock, this is how he opened the door downstairs, blah, blah, blah. And as I say that, I open the front door, and there's another red note. From Royal Mail saying, oh, we came by, but nobody was home. When there was 3 people in the fucking flat, and
just these bastards.
They didn't even bother knocking. That's not even the point. It's you're putting something through my post box, and you're not even making the conscious effort of knocking when you know for a fact that I've rescheduled. Like, this is a rescheduled fucking delivery. You should have at least knocked. Like, you've made the effort to come all the way upstairs. Like, climb 4 flights of stairs or climb to the 4th floor, basically, of an old school apartment building. So, you saw how it was. They're big stairs. Like, it's not like a fun climb if you're tired. Like, you made the fucking effort to come all the way upstairs and put the thing through my post box. And didn't even knock, you fucker. It's like, Why did I even bother, like, rearranging? I could have just gone and picked it up myself, because that's what you clearly want me to do. So, I went to pick it up myself, as you do, because fuck Royal Mail. You saw my status about it, and you were deeply offended.
Yeah.
For those that know, what I said on Facebook was, Royal Mail are just as useful as a comb is to a bald man.
I take offense to that.
I'm quite proud with that one. So I went to the office where you pick him up, and that's like a bunch of miles away, and you can walk it, but it couldn't be out, so I got on the bus. So on the Monday when I took Viara and her boyfriend to Viara and Olivier to the bus stop for them to get in the bus. After that, I thought, fuck yeah, I'll get a coffee, go get my shoes. So I go to Royal Mail. I get my shoes. I get them. They weren't in a box or anything because obviously you get it from China, fucking knockoffs or something else. But the fucking packaging was open as well. So somebody made the conscious effort of slicing a bit of it off to see what's inside. It's like, are you fucking serious? I was so pissed off. Like, I couldn't even bother with them anymore. I kind of looked at it and went, I'm not even going to bother. So I just walked home. I got home afterwards, and it was the whole notion of, you guys are fucking assholes. And if anytime I order something and it turns out it's with you idiots, I'm not even going to bother, ordering it. I will, relieve that person of business if they're sending it through you, because you're fucking useless. But apart from that, yeah, I had a really good weekend. I was off for 6 days, so we went and saw a bunch of museums, went and had some nice ramen that I was gassy out of for 3 days afterwards. And last night I went and had a pizza. I had really nice pizza.
All right.
Yeah. Kate was like, do you want to go get food? I'm like, yeah, let's go get food because it's my last day off, so might as well. So I went and got some really nice pizza. And the pizza was really good. It was really good pizza, and I will go there again. I recommend it to anyone. The place is called Mozza, or Mio-ZZA in Glasgow. It's really nice. There's an option. It's called Lucky 13. So all they do is 13 pizzas. They don't do more than that. They're all one size. The priciest one is £9.
Right.
So that's obviously a really good price. So this one I got, which was £9, it's called Lucky 13, and it pretty much says, trust the chef. You don't pick what you want. You just say, let the chef improvise, and the chef improvises, and you get a pizza out of it. So I got this weird mozzarella. Obviously, so you get cheese and tomatoes on it. I had ham, walnuts, actual walnuts, the actual nuts, mushrooms, and pickled artichokes.
Okay.
Or something like that. It was something pickled. I couldn't quite grasp it, but it did look like artichokes a bit. It was fucking great. Honestly, it was so good. But I recommend it to anyone. If anybody wants to have good pizza, that's one of them. That's one of the places in Glasgow, but there's so many. It's ridiculous. But I'll have to do my own little quest and go to each and every one. Obviously, because pizza's life. But apart from that, I didn't really do much else. I played a bit of Blood, like you recommended. I had a bit of. And
how was it?
I fucking hate you right now because it took me a good second to get used to how Build Engine works and how the mouse movement is in it and everything.
Mouse movement's fine actually.
I know, but when you get used to playing another game, when you get used to playing TF2 so much and something's a bit more floaty or a bit more tight,
Well, this is a 90s game on an engine that's outdated, and you're actually using a reverse engineered version of the alpha. I know, but I've not beaten the first level yet. Even I couldn't be asked. Oh dear. Because the thing is, if you want, because I told you to play it on the second difficulty, because the other one, it's fucking worse.
No, you told me to play on the second to last difficulty.
Yeah, I know, the well done one, because
which I did for the first 5 minutes. And you literally start the game with a pitchfork, and two zombos come out of the ground.
See, this is where you made a mistake, because you need to watch the fucking beginning, the demo, because the demo shows you the two most important secrets in that first fucking area.
I know, but it couldn't be asked.
Oh, you need it. You need it, because otherwise, go fuck yourself.
I know. I'll have to sit down and properly play it. Give it the time of day. But I'm
on the fourth episode.
I'm in work super early tomorrow, so it won't be. It will probably be tomorrow night. But do you want to hear something really stupid? Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first time I played it, I was like, oh, okay, I can smash things with my pitchfork. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's a potted plant. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, it's gone. Okay, obviously this isn't on the difficulty you told me. It was a bit lower. I think it was the second one. And I'm running around and stabbing things, and I go in the second bit after you kill the hooded guy outside. You go into this church, don't you?
No, that's That's a funeral home.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
No, because when he opens it, he says one of the most iconic words, "Open for business." Fucking Stefan Wade, man. I just fucking, you're a national treasure, motherfucker. Please narrate my life. I will have your voice.
Narrate my life.
You rusty motherfucker.
So go on.
Because his voice is just, it's like, because this is the build engine, right?
Yeah.
You've got Duke, who is you've got Duke, who is, well, he's Duke. He's just a cringy motherfucker.
Yeah.
You've got the Shadow Warrior with Lo Wang, obviously. Lo Wang is a racist caricature who keeps the fucking nuke in his bedroom in his dojo.
Yeah.
And then you have Caleb, who, voiced by anyone else by Stephen Wade, would be some cringy, depressed motherfucker.
I mean, he's still a bit cringy because it's the 90s and it's all
no, trust me,
extreme.
He's not.
But
his voice just conveys this feeling, because he's this undead gunslinger that just goes on and kills shit, and you're like, yep, that's probably how I would fucking do, because he was part of an evil code. That's probably the first character that I've known in video game history, and please don't add if it's not true, but he's the first anti-hero that I can think of. And he's the first one who actually spills cultural references that won't exist for another fucking 20 years.
Well.
No, seriously, he does.
Okay, so...
after you go out of the first area that you are buried in, to the right there is a secret that grants you physical armor.
Yeah.
Get that one. You need it, because apparently you're not particularly good at dodging shit.
No, I am. It's just
the thing is, that secret area, when you open it, you'll be greeted by something that you set the tone of the people who made this game, and why I fucking love it so much. This is legitimately the first game where cultural references are made as an art form. It is. If you think that Doom is a love letter to old school horror movies, you're wrong. You're dead fucking wrong. This is the one that did it better. Just find that first secret. It's literally to the right after the two zombos.
Okay. I think I found it actually.
Yeah, with the grave.
Yeah. Where you find the armor.
What was the name of the grave?
I couldn't tell. It didn't look.
It was Draven.
Oh, for God's sake.
Do you know who Draven is?
I think I do, yeah.
Who is it?
I'm trying to think. Let me have a look. Draven. He's a League of Legends character.
No.
Oh.
No. This is the 1990s. It doesn't work that way.
Draven. Who is he? Is he the guy from Heretic?
No. That would be too easy. See, back in, I think it was 1994.
Okay.
There's this movie starring Brandon Lee.
The Crow.
He's the Crow's character's name was Eric Draven.
Oh, okay.
See, now you get it.
Okay,
see, this is the beginning of it.
I get it. Okay, fine. But yeah, do you know what I did? That I kind of went off, for fuck's sake. So, as I said, I was stabbing things with my pitchfork, wasn't I? And I'm running around, and I go into the funeral home. I kill the two guys that are in there, in the first main hall. Yeah, and then you take a right, don't you? And
wait, two people in the first main hall of? Oh yeah, you're playing on a lower difficulty.
I played on the lower one. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, because there's usually 6 there.
Fuck me. So I go in and I kill them both, and then I get my pitchfork out and I start stabbing everything, breaking shit.
And you accidentally open the place with the rats, and you get fucked by the rat.
No, I stabbed the TNT barrel, and I killed myself. You know the moment when where's the point of no return?
Yeah.
And like I clicked the mouse, and then I looked down basically, and I saw that it's at TNT. And before I even had the chance to react, I was like, "Oh shit!" And it just blew up. I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna play something else for a bit." I'm not akin to this.
I'll tell you a little secret how you can ease that level a little bit, because when you enter the funeral home and he goes with the open for business.
Yeah.
I wish I had that fucking voice. Don't go that way, because you'll die.
For business. Yeah.
No. See, the thing is, when you get the key in the graveyard and you kill the cultist, hard difficulty, he should be dropping. There's a 50% chance he was gonna drop, by the way, a shotgun. You can always reload and get the shotgun. Okay. Even though you won't have any money, you jump on the gravestones. You go up and get the akimbo.
I know about that. Yeah, I found those.
Yeah, but
Except I jump out the window. That's what I did.
see, but the thing is, you have to reverse it. You go up from the gravestones, get the akimbo. Don't use the akimbo. Get the pitchfork. Go and jump inside the window. Then you have a slightly better chance of fixing
Oh,
this.
because I'm going in through the other way. I'm not actually going in through the front. Okay.
See, this is what's called a brilliant level design. Even though it's a point A to point B type of a game, there are ways for you to actually tackle the situation differently and have different approaches that may be easier or difficult depending on how you deal with it.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
And now you see why I fucking love this game so much. It's so good.
I will be giving it more of a go. But...
And open the secret level. Over the lips, through the gums. Here I come.
Okay, so we got quite a bit of news for this week.
Yeah? So, shall I start or shall you start?
You can start if you want, yeah?
Alright, so let's begin. Bright got to release the new trailer, Brightburn.
Brightburn, yes, it did. Yes.
It looks interesting, although it spoils a bit too much.
It does spoil quite a bit, but it's pretty much what if Superman was a crazy man.
What if Superman wasn't exactly a good guy?
Yeah. What if he was a murderous? What if he was a murderous psychopath, basically?
Why isn't he a murderous? Why isn't he Nazi Superman? Let's go with Nazi Superman.
Yeah.
Secondly, apparently, after we talked, IGN released an Alien Isolation series.
Did they?
Get this shit, because I actually went and watched 2 episodes.
Good, bad?
You can go on Gamer's Little Playground, where they release full game movies stitched together.
Oh yeah, that's the channel we were talking about some time ago, yeah?
And you can watch the whole movie because it's exactly the same shit. Including the cutscenes, because they did nothing. They just chopped it up into 10-minute episodes.
So it's the cutscenes, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking horrendous. I don't even know why people actually like about this.
Lord, sorry, I clicked on something. Okay, sorry, go on.
Right, there's a couple of new trailers released. There was one for a Russian movie.
Oh, a Russian film, yes.
A historical one.
Yes.
About them fighting the Mongol hordes. Called Furious.
Okay.
We had a really good trailer. It looks fucking horrendous, and I will watch it.
Do you want to give me throw the trailer in the chat so I can actually...
I'll throw you the whole thing after you convert to my religion and the captor society.
I saw that. That's pretty good.
Also, there is another one that's about that's a Swedish one. It's based off a poem.
Okay.
It's called Aniara.
I heard about this. I fucking heard about this. Yes, somebody was saying that there's a trailer for it, or there's a poster for it, actually.
There's a trailer for it. It looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. It looks interesting enough for me to go and watch it. And
that's that fucking space film, isn't it? No.
Yeah, it's a space film. It's a space one. It's a space film.
Is it?
It's weird.
Oh, it's coming out in May in the US. Okay, because it's it's a 2018 film.
Also, the guy who made Hereditary
is making Midsommar, yes.
Which
looks even weirder.
No, I'm not sure. Is this a Jewish thing that I'm watching again?
It's not. Do you know what it reminds me of quite a bit?
I know you're gonna say Bulgarian, but it's not.
No, it reminds me of The Wicker Man.
Oh God, no.
The original Wicker Man.
I mean, you're gonna watch through the trailer and you're gonna see the way they're dressed.
I know that it's very Bulgarian. I know, but it didn't. That was the last thing I saw.
Then there is something else that I'm gonna link. I haven't actually checked it out yet, with Alec Baldwin of all people.
Okay.
In Framing John DeLorean, it's called the movie.
I heard about that as well, but
it's really weird. I mean, I haven't checked it out, so I can't exactly say. There's a couple of other things that they were.
That's a documentary. Okay.
I don't know. Also, there is this off season. It's called a movie. It's gonna show up in some cities in the US, but we're gonna wait for it to release. Get a full release on DVD so we can watch it.
Okay.
Oh, it's a weird one where it's basically a woman goes to work on a farm, but nothing is as it appears because it's a cult or some shit. I don't know. Doesn't look.
Right.
It looks cheapish, really cheapish, but it looks decent enough for me to hold an interest. So
Okay.
I'll
The
take
thumbnail for this Alec Baldwin film just looks weird because it's him with white hair and obscenely thick black eyebrows.
Exactly. There's also a couple.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of anything else, but I saw there were a lot of other trailers. For
Yeah,
shit I don't particularly.
trailers.
The Shazam one I sent you.
It's fucking great, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was under the impression that the bad guy's gonna be The Rock, who's gonna play Black
No,
Adam.
that was the casting from ages ago, but apparently now he's getting his own film. He was, yeah, they were supposed to, like, I think they're going to tease him in this one, I'm pretty sure. Like, they wouldn't not tease him, if you know what I mean. But that, ages ago, they said Mark Strong was going to play Savannah. And that's why he is the villain of this film.
Alright, fine.
Which I'm not complaining, because I get to hear Mark Strong call Zachary Levi and go up to him and call him the Big Red Cheese. So, yeah, that's it's pretty great.
I find it weird. Because I was under the impression the whole time that we're gonna get The Rock in this to set up his movie.
We're not gonna. I think we're gonna get bits, but I don't think we're gonna, I'm not fussed. I'm happy about the fact that we're gonna get a Shazam film. Do you know what's the funniest bit? It's fucking Shazam and Aquaman that are fucking leading the charge for DC. The two idiots of the bunch are leading the charge.
Which one were those? Because there's a lot of them.
Aquaman made a shitload of money, okay? From all the DC films, it's currently doing the best ever. So Aquaman, the guy that everybody goes, hey, what does he do? Oh, he just talks to fish, is currently setting the tone for this cinematic universe or whatever you want to call it. And now you're getting...
Which is not true.
True. But now you're getting fucking Shazam getting people hyped by just being a goofy idiot who goes and buys beer because he's now an adult.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was kind of his whole point, because he's still a child.
But a lot of people go, why is it? I don't understand. Why are DC going in the? Why are they going in the not so serious route? This movie should be serious. I'm like,
oh yeah, well,
like
Shazam
really?
Serious.
It's Shazam. It's a kid. He's 15 and he turns into an adult. What? How would you react if you were 15 and you turned into an adult that could jump fucking buildings, and that was basically invulnerable? You'd be the exact same. Why would this movie be serious in any way?
Implying that I had to be an adult to go in the shop and buy beer. Oh wait, sorry. The world doesn't work like that.
Exactly. Kappa. But yeah, I actually want to see this film. Like, I'm not super, like hyped because I'm keeping my expectations low on purpose.
No one's actually hyped anymore.
Hype shouldn't be a thing. But apart from that, I'm quite happy about the fact that we're getting a Shazam film. Yeah. Funny how we got him before we got Batman or The Flash or a Superman sequel or something like that.
How should I say it? Batman would turn out in a shit show after Affleck said that he won't do anymore. So
yeah.
Disney. Wait, Disney?
Not Disney. DC.
Disney. No, not DC. Was it Warner Bros?
Warner Brothers, yes.
Yeah. The Warner Bros. Keys are scrambling to find an adequate replacement, which would take time. Like I said, I went through other people's lists of potential new Batman. I only got one that could probably do it, but he doesn't fit the bill because they want someone that's mid-20s. So I went and checked.
Late 20s, yeah.
Or even late 20s or mid-20s. I went and checked to people who could actually do it. I found nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Who do you think they're going to pick?
I think they're going to go and jump the gun and pick someone that no one knows that exists. Like with Superman and
Henry Cavill, that. Yeah. I'm hoping they pick somebody unknown, but they pick the right guy.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'd go that route because it makes more sense. Because I literally looked for everyone. Everyone looks like a fucking soy boy, first and foremost. Like, no fucking muscle, no presence, except, looks pretty because he's young. So all the females will be like, oh, he's so dreamy.
Speaking of pretty and young, I watched the first 2 episodes of Doom Patrol. I forgot to say about that.
Oh, how was it?
I quite enjoyed it, yes. Pretty much.
Check the second episode.
Anytime Brendan Fraser says "what the fuck" in that show, I laugh. Yeah. Anytime Robot Man just goes "what the fuck," I laugh.
But did you watch the other TV shows I told you?
No, I haven't had much of a chance to watch anything apart from those
Watch
two.
Deadly Class. I mean, come on, that thing is so fucking stupid. It's just worth watching
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Like, trust me, that now they introduced this guy who apparently did the dirt that the main character got accused of, but he did half of it.
Oh, for God's sake!
It's a very complicated, idiotic story. And apparently, this motherfucker is a full-blown psychopath that likes to have sex with dogs.
Oh,
And they break out. And they break out the Zodiac Killer or something like that. Who and this guy goes like, "I'm a big fan of yours, sir," and he's like, "Yeah," but he plays it like a sleazy Anthony Hopkins style.
Ooh.
He's like, it's so dumb. And no. He's like, the first thing is like, this is a two-way street though. I help you, you help me. And he's like, what do you want? Tacos. And you're like, wait, what? Do you know how baffling it is to stay here and eat nothing? He was like, I want tacos. I want good tacos. So they went to say, he gets the quesadilla, the taco, the burrito, all the Mexican stuff. It's pretty fucking hilarious. This is just the last episode. And they're like, yeah, but you're not helping us. Of course I'm helping you. See this is the only place where people can leave dogs on their own, and you have no one's gonna ask questions. And if your person is the same as you say he is, he's probably gonna be around here waiting for his next victim. 5 seconds later, he literally hear a woman screaming, and there he is. And you see.
Okay, I'll watch it.
And he's with his two goonies, and they make fun of him. The guy goes like a fucking Rottweiler, just goes like, and because they're holding him on the leash, obviously holding him on the leash, and he just tries to pull away. The guy just goes and pulls him back, and he just gives him the stink eye. The guy goes like, "Whoop, okay, I got you, fam, I got you." No, he just plays out, fucking butchers him like a goddamn. It's so stupid. It's literally worth watching just for that.
I'll watch it. Fine. So I've just sent you a link for something very special, because over the last week or so, we've been having leaks about the Sonic film.
I don't want to talk about it.
So obviously we've known about the Sonic film, the live action one that's been coming for a while.
I chose not to know.
Do you know who's playing Robotnik?
Please tell me it's a meme.
Jim Carrey.
Fuck. It's not even a meme, it's just a bad joke.
It's Jim Carrey's playing Robotnik, but yeah, the leak happened about Sonic and his full body render.
It looks horrendous.
And my god.
I mean, we gave a lot of shit about Aladdin, but this looks worse.
The Uncanny Valley is real, and I am become scared. Go on.
Now that reminds me. Last week we were discussing the Oscars, and I was like about the cosmetic one, the Vice winning it. Yeah, apparently what they did was they grafted prosthetics, and they put those prosthetics on Christian Bale for him to look like it.
That's what I said. Yeah, he's in makeup the whole time.
But that's not makeup, man. That's not makeup. That's like, you put just a blank slate of a human being, you put a mask on him, and that's it.
Put a new face.
Yeah, literally anyone can do this shit. Remember when Cloud Atlas won for best makeup?
No.
Yeah, they did win for best makeup, and that movie, literally with just makeup and a little bit of costumes, they made Halle Berry look like a man and Tom Hanks look like a woman.
Okay, I actually haven't seen Cloud Atlas. I need to see it.
It's a confusing mess if you haven't read the books and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and if you don't pay attention. It's a good movie, but a mess.
Okay, fair enough.
It tries to do the Tarantino. Wait, not Reservoir Dogs. What the fuck am I thinking about? Oh,
yeah,
God.
It's doing the Memento thing with all the different timelines and shit.
Yeah, but in a way that's actually more reminiscent of the Pulp Fiction.
Okay, makes sense.
Why couldn't I remember Pulp Fiction? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Because it's not great. That's just my opinion.
I know.
That's just my opinion. You don't have to chastise me for it.
I actually dislike almost all of Tarantino's movies except Jackie Brown. I actually like Jackie Brown.
I like from Dusk Till Dawn, even though it's not his technically.
Yeah, it's not his, but still, he
I'm pretty
was
sure he
involved.
produced it. Yeah, I know he plays in it. He
Of course,
wrote it.
'cause
He wrote it. It's Roger. I fucking loved it From Dusk Till Dawn because out of nowhere it just happened. What happens in that film happens, and it's fucking great. But so Sonic is scary. Is that the conclusion that we've reached? Sonic is scary. Next bit of news: Tyrese Gibson. You know who Tyrese Gibson is, don't you?
Wait, what is this song?
Tyrese Gibson is the guy from Fast and Furious that goes "woo" all the time.
Oh yeah, where's that paycheck, Tyrese? I remember.
Earn that paycheck, Tyrese. He
I remember.
yeah he joins Jared Leto in the Morbius film for Fox, or is it for Marvel? I don't know who it is for.
Wait, they're doing Morbius?
Oh yeah, they were doing Morbius the Living Vampire with Leto in the main role.
Why?
I don't know why, because Fox are looking. Oh, Sony. Sorry, not Fox. It's because Sony don't have Spider-Man. Don't have Spider-Man, so they're using Spider-Man characters because Venom made a shit ton of money for whatever reason. Also, Idris Elba, I sent you this today, is replacing Will Smith in Suicide Squad 2.
I am actually baffled by this. I do not necessarily agree.
I don't
with that casting choice.
care. I think that they should have just gone with a completely different squad, although people liked Deadshot in the first one.
I mean, there's a lot of things to like, but the thing is, it's like, I'm still salty about Idris Elba not being James Bond.
I am too salty about this, but don't...
Please, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
They should. They really should. But Daniel Craig's got one film left in him. I think that's what they're doing right now.
That useless sack of shit. Fuck. I literally stopped watching Bond movies because of that motherfucker. He's the worst Bond I've seen in my entire life. He looks lost. He looks like he's a Deadshot alcoholic, and he's just not fun.
Also, the what's his name? Mr. Sunday movies always describes him as a potato in a suit.
It is. It's like he literally has this look like he doesn't even know where the fuck he is.
Where am I?
He's so out of it. And then they try to portray him like he's this mysterious, charming guy. He's like, motherfucker could probably, he's just like, he's looking at you but not seeing you. He's just somewhere off in the distance doing whatever the fuck he wants. I despise Daniel Craig movies. I just do. It's like, it's difficult to explain. But it is.
I can't blame you. I understand.
You always have this one actor that you highly despise. For me, it's more than one, but whatever. At least I can respect some of them. But there's only this one guy that you, every time you see him, it's like, shit, the whole thing is ruined now. Why would you fucking do that? Why? He just never jives well. I don't get it. Like, what do people see in his Bond? He's not charming.
I don't know. He just made loads of money, and that's how it went, I guess.
He's just like...
But
you know what? Actually, I think that he can do a really good Batman villain.
Who?
Zeus.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that being a thing.
If they actually go with this one, I'll be fine. I won't say anything bad. But
yep. Also, here's your link for the latest bit of news, or the last bit of news.
What?
That we're going to
discuss. Yeah, for Ghidorah.
The Godzilla images. God, I really hope this movie's good because it looks fucking fantastic.
I don't care. I'm gonna have blast. I'm a fucking monster movie fan. This shit doesn't just.
We get to see Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan on the big screen with proper nice CGI. So I'm not gonna complain about this film at all.
As long as these motherfuckers don't put in a human main plot that's about.
I don't think it's gonna be that much this time, but. Let's be fair, both you and I and Vesco enjoyed the original 2014 one.
Remember
you and me poking each other when the atomic breath started happening?
I just saw the chat. I was like, the atomic breath! Go! Motherfucker!
So basically in the film, for those that haven't seen it, there's a bit where there's a low shot of Godzilla, and all of a sudden all of his spikes start lighting up one after the other, as in, the way the atomic breath works. And at this point,
I know what that means.
Me and Evo are literally fighting each other. We're quite literally, I've grabbed him by the collar, and he's grabbed me by the collar, and we're just shaking each other violently, because we're both going, atomic breath, atomic breath, atomic breath, atomic breath. And I'm pretty sure, pretty sure a lot of people hated us in that theater, because it was just us three getting super hype about everything.
Fuck them.
They don't appreciate the hype.
I see. When I think monster movies, I think about Godzilla. And I think
Yep.
about the good ones. I think about those sweaty Japanese man
You think
wearing
about
those.
Godzilla 2000, where he punches the American
No,
Godzilla into the Sydney Opera House.
no.
Oh,
I
sorry,
think
that
about.
was Final Wars, not 2000.
I remember. I'm thinking about it like this. I think about big, yeah, sweaty Japanese man in
In suits,
costumes
yeah.
that weigh like fucking 50 kilograms, and they used to sweat like 6 kilograms of fluids,
Yep.
just 12 hours a day, just shooting scenes over toy series.
Over cardboard buildings, yes.
Toy series mostly,
Yeah.
and it's just so good in the animation. And even when they do the story in the first, because the original Godzilla movie had a story, and Godzilla wasn't as much as a thing there. It was
Well,
mostly
Godzilla was a representation of the nuclear.
for the fall off of the Hiroshima stuff. It was like
Yeah.
it's weird. I need to rewatch it again, and even then, seeing Godzilla move, and it's pretty fucking obvious
Yeah.
what it is, because it's not low budget. It's just people doing the best they can.
Yep.
Much like in Pet Cemetery, where the main guy fights a fucking doll, and it looks fucking horrendous. But I get it, so I
Yeah.
don't blame them.
Yeah. Oh well.
This is like, but it gets me this nostalgic feeling.
At the end of the day,
God,
we're getting a Godzilla film where he's gonna
I'm
fight a
happy.
bunch of monsters, and I'm very happy about it.
I'm very happy.
Speaking of that, sorry, that wasn't the last bit of news.
I know.
Godzilla is owned by Legendary Pictures, yes?
I think so.
So is Pacific Rim, yes?
No, God, no, please, no.
Yes,
No, don't do it.
it's owned by Legendary. Also,
They-
so is
They
Kong.
killed it. Well, yeah, because in Kong,
We're getting
they...
Kong versus Godzilla, I think, next year or the year after. It doesn't matter. Another bit of news happened recently.
Yeah.
You've heard of Brian K. Vaughan, haven't you? Brian K.
No.
Vaughan is a very famous comic book writer. Okay?
Okay.
He is fucking amazing. He is genuinely stellar for me because he's the guy that wrote Saga.
Oh, yeah, and I never actually got into this much.
I've got Saga up to volume 9. If you want it, you can borrow it anytime. So he's the guy that wrote Saga, and Saga is a fucking masterpiece. Okay, he also wrote like Pride of Baghdad and Paper Girls. So all of his books or comics or fucking graphic novels, every single one of them is fucking stellar. Like, oh, he wrote The Runaways, the original as well.
Oh, God.
No, the original,
good.
like the original 2007 one. Also,
Right, listen.
we Stand on Guard. You should read that. It's fucking great.
Which one? What?
We Stand on Guard.
Oh, he also wrote Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 8.
He is
Fuck.
fucking amazing. Okay.
Ex Machina. That sounds familiar.
He also wrote Swamp Thing in 2014. Like, this guy is fucking stellar as a writer, and he understands characters. And he understands, like, Saga is basically a soap opera, but it's in space and it's violent and it's fucking great. In any case, he has been hired by Legendary. Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm gonna read the exact title of this article. Legendary hires Brian K. Vaughan to write live-action Gundam movie.
Oh, no. Fuck that. No. Listen.
But Brian K. Vaughan!
No. It will never work. It will never work.
I hope it does, because that means we can get Godzilla, Pacific Rim, Gundam, and King Kong in the same film.
Wait, give me a second.
Oh,
Right, I'm just gonna leave this here for a second.
are you
I'm
putting
gonna show
something
you.
in the chat?
I'm gonna show you exactly why it won't work ever. See, Gundam is first of all a very
Old
important,
series.
a very important series, to the point that it's probably the most important anime series of all time.
I wouldn't say that, but
Yes.
I choose form of Gundam.
Just let me find this shit.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to find the shit. But I'm
'Cause-
kind of excited because he's a really good writer, and
Right.
I hope he does
Yeah,
does something.
yeah. Oh yeah, this is it.
Okay.
See, you're trying to tell me that the guy would tackle this shit somehow, and manage to go off unscathed?
Holy mama.
It will never work.
1 second. Oh, holy fuck.
Oh yeah, it doesn't just go down; it goes sideways. This is
No,
literally fucking sideways.
you know how you do the multi-touch on your mouse pad where you hold two fingers in and you squeeze
Yes.
together? Holy mother. Um, I'm gonna
It's,
put this in the
this
docket.
will, yeah, this will never work. See, the thing is,
And
no matter
look,
how
he
talented
can
it
just
is,
concentrate on one faction and not like.
it will not work because there is a lot of fans of Gundam. I personally don't like Gundam. I was never into mechas, so there are very few mech animes that I actually like to watch. Uh, Ever for
Look,
one.
I
But
trust Brian K. Vaughan.
you will never even satisfy 5% of the people because it's always going to be people who are like, oh, why is he doing this? This is not how it's canon. This is not like this.
Oh yeah,
This is not
but
like
by the
that.
way, Brian K. Vaughan wrote a bunch of Midnighter as well. 2000 the Wildstorm, the new rebooted Wildstorm one.
Uh, and it's just like maybe the movie itself would be good, but since it's gonna have the Gundam attached to it, it will be viewed as a Gundam thing. Oh, which reminds me,
Yeah, then you get anime fans being anime fans going, "I did what I wanted."
yeah, well, no, this is how every fan base is.
That's true.
Not gonna lie,
I guess that's pretty true. Yeah,
I'm also the same.
I'm very
won't ever
open
deny
to
this.
like interpretations, but
I forgot to tell you, there is a interesting thing that I should mention.
what?
You know what movie is gonna come out in May? George Clooney is going to try and adapt Catch 22 of all things.
Oh, really? Speaking of movies coming out,
Oh no!
Captain Marvel's coming out tomorrow.
It's actually gonna be a TV miniseries.
Okay, Catch 22, George Clooney. Yes,
Yes, you know who's gonna play in it?
I'll have a
Hugh
look.
Laurie.
Oh, okay.
There is gonna be a lot of actually talented people inside it. But I've seen George Clooney movies.
Okay.
Where should I fucking begin with this one? I remember when he tried to vibe for that piece of shit movie. Let me find it because it's a fucking mess. It's not Tomorrowland. Because Tomorrowland also tried, but it was pretty bad. A Suburbicon.
Okay.
That movie is a fucking mess. I don't ever watch it. That's one of the biggest pieces of shit I've seen in my entire life. It's really bad. Like, legitimately really fucking bad. Don't ever watch it.
Okay.
But he also, I mean, he was part of Argo.
He
There's
was,
a
yes.
producer,
Yep.
which is, but that's a Ben Affleck movie, so that Ben Affleck gets all the credit for this one, which is fine.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
he
okay
does.
with that. He does. It's a really good film.
It's like he's trying to get this Oscar-ish type of a.
Yeah, you can kind of tell, but it's a series though. You can't really get an Oscar for that, do you? Can you?
No, but he can get the best the Grammys. I think it was for the TV series, or was it the Emmys? I always forget that one.
It's Grammys. It's both.
Maybe it's both.
I'm not sure anymore.
Alright, so he's trying to get this. So he's trying to perfect his Oscar-winning style of shooting things. Like he wants to perfect it. So he's gonna start because he failed a couple of times. He failed with the other piece of shit, the Monuments Man.
See, that was I saw the trailer for it and went, huh? And never bothered watching it.
Vasco made me watch it.
Of course he did.
I mean, to be fair, I was also because it had Bill Murray, it had John Goodman, and I'm a fucking fan of John Goodman and Kate Blanchett.
Okay.
Thank you. It's like Hugh Bonneville. Let's go with Bonneville. And Bob Balaban. Thanks, Balaban. And it's like, this is a really amazing cast of people that he got. He also got motherfucking Damon in, and himself, obviously.
Damon!
So it's like, these are immensely talented people. Immensely talented. And they fuck up this much, because John Goodman wasn't nearly as much in the movie as he should have been. Bill Murray wasn't nearly as in the movie as much as he should have been.
Bill Murray, I don't think Bill Murray cares that much anymore, so...
Oh, Bill Murray always cares, because he's Bill fucking Murray. He can literally just show himself, do like 3-4 scenes, and people would fucking care, because Bill fucking Murray. He's also gonna be in Zombieland Double Tap, which is, I don't know, the second one.
The sequel.
Which makes no fucking sense, because he died in the first one, kinda, maybe. I don't wanna know, unless these bastards keep him alive as a zombie, which is fucked up on so many layers. He was also in Isle of Dogs.
He was, but that's a Wes Anderson film. Pretty sure Bill Murray has some sort of contract to work for every Wes Anderson production.
It's like, because, I don't know, he was the voice of Baloo of all things in the remake of Jungle Book, which failed miserably, which I knew it would fail. It's kind of sad, though.
What a surprise. So
the thing is like, these immensely talented people, and he was trying to get, again, this Oscar-type feeling, and he failed again, and he fucked up the movie really bad, because it looked like an interesting thing, but it failed. And he failed with the other one, with Suburbicon, and Suburbicon is a mess that literally deserves a full fucking 3 hours of me ranting about it.
Oh, we could do that. It's a special episode of Evo ranting about Suburbicon.
How fucking bad it is. It's literally one of the worst movies ever made because it makes no fucking sense, and it's basically playing on all the cards for him to win an Oscar, which it failed because people are generally getting smarter by this.
Suburbicon is a peaceful, idyllic suburban community with affordable homes and Yeah, I remember never hearing about this. And then I saw it on the side of a bus and went, huh?
It's literally the movie that was an Oscar bait and felt so miserable because people went and critics went and saw it once and they were like, fuck this shit. I wasn't literally the only one who absolutely hated it, but I think I have the worst opinion of everyone I've ever seen watch it. It's such a fucking mess. You could literally write a fucking essay on every scene and how it makes no sense and how he literally passes it out just for it to look good on a trailer and make people go into the movie and hopefully get an Oscar out of it.
That's a bit of a shame.
Oh no! I mean, what? This is literally white guilt Oscar bait material that he fucked up royally.
Okay. Well, let's not rant about that because we can be here all night.
So Catch-22. After I saw the trailer, I was like, "You motherfucker,
son of a bitch!"
If you fuck this one up, I think that people should just fucking never give you another project for you to do, because this shit's impossible. Like, you can't fuck up a TV series that has fucking Hugh Laurie and all the other people, because it's Kyle Chandler, it's Christopher Abbott, it's fucking Martin Delaney, it's Julianne Emery, it's fucking, I don't know, many people. Many people. All of the people.
All the people.
Of one of probably the funniest books I've ever read in my entire life. Because you know what Catch-22 is?
I think I do, yeah.
It's basically, can't you explain it without even quoting it properly? So, if you're in a wall, the only way for you to leave the wall is for you to be insane. If you claim to be insane, you must be sane enough to understand the concept, so you're not insane. So, yeah. Okay. So you can't claim insanity for you to leave the wall, but you have to be insane to leave the wall. So it's like this never-ending circle of you being stuck in the shitter. It's a really funny book. So that's what the Catch-22 is commonly referred to as. It's a no-way-out circle jerk situation where you're fucked either way. Okay. So the book is really good. It should be read. It's by Joseph Heller, and I remember reading it so many years ago. I think I was 12th grade when I read it, and I just had a blast. Okay. I just had a blast because it tackles some really serious issues, but there is this subtle humor to it that kind of works. You know, it's like watching some of the true great comedians, stand-up comedians, like they talk some serious shit. Yeah, yeah, but they make it in a funny way. So even when you realize that it's actually serious, you're laughing your ass off. You're like, okay, that's fine.
Speaking of comedians, we watched The Comedian over the weekend with Viara and Olivier.
Sorry, cut out. Watch what?
Speaking of comedians, over the weekend we watched The Comedian one night with Viara and Olivier. I will find his name now for you, just so you can have a look at him. He was fucking great. He's a Scottish dude.
Oh, we got me Scottish. I am Scottish.
His name is Daniel Sloss. Sloss. To anybody that wants to listen to some fun, like watch some funny shit, Daniel Sloss is great.
I am Scottish.
Because he tackles a lot of great issues. He tackles a lot of things that make sense, but he also satirizes it so hard that you can't help but laugh.
I mean, that's how comedy works. Satire.
True, but not a lot of people get that point. Not a lot of people understand what a joke is, and he really does, and I appreciate that. And he's really good. Like, he makes fun of everyone. He does not care, which is even better. He doesn't hold back, basically.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean,
so Daniel Sloss is a good recommendation.
I should see if Hot and Fluffy has another stand-up show up. I fucking love that guy. Because he makes so much fun about him being fat. It's so lovable.
So,
But then again, it's like, remember the last time we were talking about comedians, whatever what I said?
no.
Well, because it's when you say the truth and you make it funny, it's kind of believable. Because
Yeah,
fat guy
okay.
says that I'm too fat, it's fine. But when one says I'm too fat, I might say, oh no. No.
Sorry, I was just wagging my finger in the middle.
Get out, because this is gonna end up ugly. Just no, please no. We've all been there.
Yep.
This is not funny.
So last week,
Vietnam PTSD level bullshit.
Last week, sir.
Yes. I gave you a movie to watch.
You gave me a movie to watch. You gave me a choice of two, and I picked one of them.
Yes. The first movie was Fatal Deviation. We'll watch it at some point.
We'll get to watch it at some point, yes.
The second movie is A House of the Dead 2.
Yes, it is. It's a TV movie based on the popular light gun shooter video game, arcade game series.
Yep.
Where you play a person who shoots the zombos and you progress through a level. Now, actually, you might say, what?
It's a little bit different, since in the House of the Dead there is an overarching story how the zombies are actually an experiment. You're fighting the guy who made the experiment. It's pretty fucking...
But
actually, the story is pretty
at the end of the day, no one gives a shit. You put money in... Oh, sorry, I'm knocking my microphone. You put money in the machine, you shoot the zombos, you don't give a shit, okay?
Or you just pirate the game because it's...
True, because it's
so old.
But also, but it's still one of the best light gun games you can play. If you go to Manchester's Affleck's Palace, they have I think it's 4, and it's like on the 3rd floor on the right.
We've actually beaten the game back home with just a mouse. Because you can't find another kid with this game anymore.
If it continues. So... You might say, Eva, what is there a lot of story behind this? How do I make a movie out of this here game that you just shoot the zombos in?
Well, they kind of actually stay true to most of the...
It's very true to the story, yes. So through some horrible exposition at the start and a surprising Alan Tudyk appearance.
Oh, that's not the only appearance.
You know what Alan Tudyk is, don't you?
Can't remember.
You remember the guy that plays Mr. Nobody in Doom Patrol?
Oh yeah.
He appears in this film at the start. He's the guy that delivers the pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh, but you know what we forgot?
What?
The guy who takes the pizza.
Who was that?
Wait, let me just find, because he's actually, because the thing is, literally every person who's in this, it's Tio Rossi. Every person in this movie is actually a pretty famous actor that did. A lot of them
have done a lot of things. Yes.
So real Tio Rossi was in the Luke Cage movie, by the way. That's the Luke Cage TV series as Shades. Hernan Alvarez. I don't know. If you haven't seen the Luke Cage, I actually stopped him. But he was also in Sons of Anarchy as Juice. Juan Carlos Ortiz. He's a good actor. They all are good actors. Whatever. Because it also features one of my childhood crushes, Victoria Pratt. The blonde lieutenant.
She is something.
Oh yeah, she was in Mutant X, and where I grew up.
No, but Emmanuel, I can't pronounce her last name, but she is also something. The main girl.
Vosger.
She was also... My goodness, I saw her.
She was a fucking Andromeda.
She was, but I saw her once, and I just went, oh, and I had to get a little fan and fan myself down because I started getting the vapors just looking at her.
I see Victoria Pratt. I'm a fan because she was in Mutant X, and I grew up watching Mutant X. So she is dear to me. She was one of my childhood crushes, even though she is, I think, a good 20 years over me.
Who gives a fuck?
Indeed.
They're all older and they're all hot. Shut up.
There's fucking Sid Hagen.
Sid Hagen, but he doesn't have a big role in it.
But he's a B-movie classic, man. He's one of the true greats.
Well, he's also part of a lot of Rob Zombie films. He's a really good actor.
He's amazing. There is also Masaoka from Heroes.
There's
All places.
also Dan Southworth, who was the Red Ranger,
Oh, yeah, that's awful. I mean,
who
and James,
who kung fu fights a zombie in this film.
because genius. Also, there is James Puck, who's famous fucking the guy that actually does a lot of performs a lot of in Tarantino movies. He was
Yep.
in The Hateful Eight,
Yep.
Kill Bill.
Yep.
These are really good actors that apparently one day this guy got them. Oh, by the way, there's also Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers.
From
Fingers, Finjaz.
from Onyx.
Yep.
He's from Onyx and Ed Queen. And these people, they're just like they're amazing actors.
They're all good actors. Like I would say that there is no bad acting in this film.
Yeah, and they did the best, and it looks like they had a blast doing the movie, and it shows because it's what.
I have some issues with this film.
It's a TV movie. Come on,
it's a TV movie. Yes. It's also very inconsistent.
Oh no shit! No shit.
It's also the point where it's like the opening credits are like the opening scene is like, oh, we're being serious. Oh no, we're not taking this seriously at all. Which you go, okay, they're not taking it seriously. I guess I'm obviously not gonna take this serious either. But then all of a sudden they clip to something else where it's super serious, and then they go back to not being serious and making quips and jokes, and that's the whole film. It's every other scene is something really, really serious and dire, and then all of a sudden they go, you're a pig, other man. I'm a woman. And like, there's problems here, okay? Clearly they actually used the game as inspiration, and they did it, and they made the whole thing a bit zany and a bit kooky, which is fine. But also, it comes to a point where just pick a tone, okay? Either pick zany, oh no, the zombos are coming, or pick super serious. Because you clearly cannot balance between the two. Because it's either, oh, we have to go to this zero, we have to go to the epicenter of this little town and get the antidote from the zombie zero generation one. Yeah. And then on the other side, there's like, woo, shoot him all.
Well, that's kind of how the game is. It's like you start off as like, oh, I need to find my girlfriend. She's somewhere in there lost. I need to save her. Then you start shooting zombies. You're like, yeah, this is like a normal current.
Yeah, but it's a Japanese game. Don't forget, the Japanese, they don't like it's an arcade Japanese game where you don't really dwell on the story. You just shoot the zombos.
Like, there is a story because there's cutscenes.
If you decide to look at the story they're all cheesy Japanese cutscenes from back in the day, where it's always it's kind of like playing Pepsi Man. You don't understand it, but you understand that it's fucking ridiculous. Well, yeah, I feel like the movie grasped that to a point, but then completely forgot about it halfway through.
Nah, I mean it's kind of stupid, but that's the whole point. It's like it literally follows the video game logic of, oh shit, we have to go back.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and then they go back, and then they go back, but it doesn't work again. They go, we might as well leave now. By the way, the city's overrun with zombos. Fuck you. And it's like, they do like a pretty good, a couple of decent homages to the game where. Obviously, and bits of the game.
CTK plays Professor Curian, who is the main baddie from the games.
Yep. Also, in a lot of in some of the games, there's bits, obviously, because it's first person, because it's a light gun game. It cuts to, you see some guy fighting zombies, and he goes, oh, we gotta move. And they do the exact same in the film.
Yep.
Where he even looks at the camera and he goes, we gotta move. There's some pretty decent zombie effects in it. Like, a lot of the practical stuff's really good looking. The first generation zombie lady, she looked really cool.
Oh, by the way, first of all, did you get that this is actually connected to the first movie?
I got it. I was gonna get to that.
And you know, Ellie Cornell is here that plays Jordan Casper, who was the and she doesn't have the legs, and you're like, oh god, this is so adorable. They actually
they reference the Yui Ball film, the original one.
There is no.
So
the
it's
guy,
like, so your boyfriend, you were killed by a priest, a Spanish priest. Yeah, okay, a Spanish priest, and your boyfriend.
there was like Italian. I said Spanish.
I said
whatever.
Spanish,
You're
whatever.
Like, what?
And then your boyfriend resurrected you with a stone that resurrects you. And she goes, yeah. At that point, I kind of had to stop, literally pause the film, and I said to myself, "Fuck you, Eva." I remember watching this back at university, and it was gone from my memory, and now it's back into my memory. You fucking asshole.
By the way, for the record, one of the people who made the special effects,
Yeah.
is Chris Bayer.
Bayer.
Let's go with that one. Who also did the Star Trek Beyond, Ender's Game, Jurassic Park 3, and Terminator Salvation, and he did the molds for Deadpool 2. He was a mold maker.
Oh, okay. A lot of the effects in places are really good, but when we cut to big shots of zombies, you can really tell it's a low budget film because all of a sudden there's just a bunch of dudes on the side grimacing, and they don't even have makeup on, and only the ones attacking the actors only the ones attacking the actors have like a mask on or something like that. You can kind of tell, but
it's a TV movie. Of course, it's gonna be low budget.
My favorite bit of the whole film is at the very end when they get the vial. And they both go, should we do one last stand, you and me? Yeah, let's do one last stand, you and me. So she gets a knife or something, and he gets an axe. And within a minute, they're overrun.
No, that's kind of go. To be fair, that's kind of how
they go badass, and they slice a couple of zombies. Then within a minute, she's pushed into a corner. He's getting chomped on a table. I was like, you didn't sell this moment very well, did you? It didn't like go to plan. Some of the most moronic deaths in this film as well.
Oh, duh.
All of these, the whole time the military's like, yo, we train professionals. We're really good. Within a minute, somebody's already being eaten. And it's like, why would you not know? You're going into a zombie-infested thingy. There's no indication of life. Nobody told you there's going to be civilians.
But
and all of a sudden, some guy goes, hey, that zombie's reading a book. Zombies don't read books. When there's clearly blood dripping from his mouth.
Well, technically, you can't see it.
Zombies, they don't read books. I'm clearly in a library, and I've been attacked 3 times. This guy's not a zombie. If he was a zombie, he wouldn't have been... He's not been attacked by anyone. He might be... No, he's not a zombie. He's not attacking us. Oh, I'm dead. Like, come on.
Well, no, he actually died afterwards, but the thing is like...
I know, but you know what I mean.
After they killed this zombie, then it goes... They shoot her, and you're like... What? What the fuck was this?
Yeah, and then it was a lot of like numb shooting in this film. It's like, this guy has turned into a zombie. I shoot him. And there's so little characterization for all the characters. Like, do you know who got the most character? It's the asshole guy.
Well, duh. Because it's super fucking easy to play an asshole.
I know, but like the main character's got nothing. Especially a man who, oh my gosh, she's so hot. I'm kind of looking at her now, and I'm just getting the vapors just looking at her.
What the point is, but that's kind of the point. They don't need character because the character is defined like in video games by who they are. You have the main good guy who's out there for a quest for some absolute shit, whatever. You have the main bad guy who's there for some idiotic shit. Why? No one knows.
She was in Far Cry.
Really?
I'm going through her IMDb. She was in fucking Far Cry.
I missed this.
She's been with Uwe Ball before.
Oh, this is not a Uwe Ball movie. Oh,
I know.
Yeah, she was.
No, she was in 2.5 Men as well. But she's so she is so fucking hot. I swear to God. Yeah, she was in Far Cry.
Actually, yeah, because Michael Roche is the guy who wrote.
But yeah, it was a good time, this film. Like, you just switch your brain off and you go, let's just watch a bunch of people poorly shoot zombies and poorly do other things. Yeah, but I can't really think of much else to say about it. That's the thing. The
amount of references they made over other zombie movies.
There is a lot of references, yes, and there's a shitload of like game references that you only get if you've played the games or if you kind of looked at the games.
Yes, not to mention, it's like it starts off. It's like, so the zombie outbreak on campus starts off, and 29 days later, he's like, "You're not even trying, are you?"
No, it says like, seriously, he just moved it by a day. You fucking asshole.
You're not even trying on this one, are you? That's the fun part about this movie. It's like, this is what House of the Dead one should have been. a cheesy, dumb movie.
Just a
And
shitty,
that you,
just a shitty zombie film. Not Yui Ball trying to
yeah.
be smart. Yeah.
Well,
Not Yui
well,
Ball
he wasn't.
doing his Nazi magic and like you know.
I'm not gonna go with Nazi magic. I'm gonna go bullshit artist.
It's money laundering, but he's using some. What was it? He always said that he used Nazi gold to fund his movies because he was actually broke or something. I don't remember what it was, but at the end of the day, it's a really fun sort of turn your brain off, fun watch.
And it's pretty sad because this movie should have gone a third one. It should have had a third movie in this.
Isn't there a third one?
No, there isn't. Because apparently we can get the 50 fucking Resident Evil shit movies where they make less and less sense.
They make money though. That's the point.
They make money because we
made
have
a lot of money.
Miss Ass herself in the movie attached. Miss Ass is fucking amazing because her assets are one of a kind.
Jovovich. I'm not complaining at all about her ass.
And she's also
I'm not complaining about her at all.
director.
She's great. She's actually, I like her as an actress. So.
Oh, she's not bad, but see, the thing is, she's
gonna be in whatchamacallit. She's gonna be in Hellboy.
She's also married to the guy that actually directs.
Yeah. It's I watch Funhouse a lot, and they always say something along the lines of him going, "Okay, what can I put my wife in now?"
Well, it is because it's literally how it is because he literally slots her in every fucking movie that he makes.
True.
It's kind of sad because she's actually not bad. I'm always interested. Why didn't they cast her for Miss Marvel, who by the way is doing the absolute fucking shit?
Captain Marvel, you mean?
Whatever. It's a shit movie. I don't even.
I might want to. I think I want to go see it.
See, the thing is, it's like when people, when Alita came out, everybody was happy because they actually made justice. They actually made a good movie. Well, Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, how we should know her because she's.
No, it's Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel are two different characters.
I don't even care at this point because they're all both shit. Captain Marvel is just bad. The main actress that they sent is just. I mean, come on.
She's a good actress though.
Yeah, but she doesn't fucking slot well, especially in the way that she was portrayed. Give me a second, I'll find it. Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. She's great.
I don't like her.
She is gorgeous as well, but
I don't like her. I mean, she was also in Kong for some reason. And
she was, yes.
And the thing is, like, why didn't they cast Mila Jovovich to play her part? I think
because Brie Larson is 29, Mila Jovovich is 43. Like
she looks better. She looks better as Captain Marvel than Brie Larson.
I wouldn't say that she. Well, we can argue about.
We have Kate Beckinsale look like out of this fucking world, and we can't.
Kate Beckinsale is a fucking treasure.
Yeah,
she is the type that I look at her and I go, "Yep, you can totally shout at me and step on me. I'll lay down. You step on me. You do whatever the fuck you want."
It's like these women. This is like they're capable. They're good. They fucking look like they should for some of these parts. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I see a reboot of the Raven and she plays like the third iteration of the Raven. She could even pull off even a Huntress. I think she can pull off Huntress well.
Well, Mila Jovovich.
No, Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale can pull anything off. If she can still pull off a tight leather suit,
exactly. I think she would be an amazing Huntress. Why don't they cast her for Huntress? I mean, sure,
they need somebody younger to play a Huntress, to be honest. Like, I know she still looks great and stuff, but she's 45 now. She's my mom's age.
She looks fucking amazing. She acts fucking amazing. She can pull off shit that most people can't pull off their whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, like I said, the actors that they're trying to cast for these roles, they don't fit because they're not built for this. I mean, have you seen Captain Marvel portrayed in the comic books? She's thick as fuck, man. She's literally thick the heck. That's THIC by the power of 2 level thick. And they put Brie Larson. I think let me just find this for a second.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Kate Beckinsale. If I'm saying,
yeah, no.
If I'm a bit, yeah.
I mean,
Kate Beckinsale. My God, this woman.
I mean, I'll just let this shit here, fucking.
No, I know what Captain Marvel looks like. Yeah, I know what she looks like.
Have you seen this one?
You have sent me something. Let me have a look.
Yes.
Here. You have sent me a thing. Yeah, I know that one. That was pretty great.
I just, I don't personally like Marvel comic books, but even I know how the way they portray it. She was the champion of the new era of the feminist. I think that they were going for this one before all the fanboys said, fuck off, this shit's bad, which it was, because she was rooted fucking horrendously. Go figure that one out. I wonder why. Because using political overtones to define your character always passes well, especially with the core audience who absolutely love having to read everyday bullshit in the recreational stuff.
Yeah.
And this is why recreation is so of integrals, because at least there is no fucking politics in mathematics.
Fair enough. At the end of the day, we've come to the conclusion that House of the Dead #2 is a good time, although it does meander at points.
Obviously, but it's so good, man. It's so good, especially when the guy goes like, "I'm gonna sell this and make a lot of money." And
it's just stupid. It's just a really. It feels like a 5-year-old wrote it, but they had a good time writing it.
It's everything I always wanted from a shitty horror movie, from a shitty zombie movie that's based off a shittier video game.
That's all you can expect, yeah.
Yeah, it does it justice. It's not great, but it does it justice. Something that many people don't get, because at this point you can't make a good video game movie.
Yeah.
Because even if you try, you're going to piss off a lot of people. Even if you adapt it and make it so it's politically in line with the current times, it would piss even more people off.
Nah, fuck it. If you're gonna make a movie. Don't bother being politically correct. If people are gonna get offended, they're gonna find something to be offended about. It doesn't matter what it is. You can make the most politically correct film ever, and somebody's gonna come out and go, "This was too politically correct. I'm offended." So, fuck them. Just make whatever you want to make.
Well, since tomorrow is International Women's Day,
which is also a fucking stupid holiday. I'm sorry, but it's in the same vein as Valentine's Day. If you want to appreciate,
the thing is, for us it's a bit different, because we grew up in a place where we don't celebrate Mother's Day.
No, we don't
celebrate Father's Day.
So for us, it's that this is Mother's Day. Yes.
Yeah, this is Mother's Day and it's International Women's Day. I always call my mother. And my father taught me, because now I don't live anywhere close to my mother. I always get her flowers.
Yeah.
It's like, it's basic for me. This is Mother's Day. But
in Bulgaria, we do consider it Mother's Day, because it's quite literally the only day you can sort of. But what I meant by that, as horrible as it sounded, if you appreciate a woman, if you appreciate a lady and a woman or a girl or whatever, you can appreciate her every day. You can buy her flowers every day. You can tell her you love her every day. Like having that for one specific day of the year, fine. But don't pretend like all of a sudden you've been prejudiced all your life, or this is the day we should all stand up for each other as women. You can do that every day.
Well, the thing is, it's like, let me put it like this. This is more about women fighting for their rights to be equal.
I get it.
We live in an age where this already happened. Back let's go 3 centuries,
do you need a specific day to do that in? Or can you not just do it every Saturday or something? You know what I mean?
No, but it's like
once a week.
We were brought up in a different age with different values.
Yeah.
It's like, I also don't need it, but it makes my mother happy when I call her and I say...
No, I get that. No, that I completely understand. Because for us, it's Mother's Day more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean...
Because back in Bulgaria, we don't have Mother's Day. We have just the 8th of March, where you call your mom and you go, "Hey, Mom, happy Ladies' Day. Here's some flowers." And your mom goes, "Oh, that's so nice of you."
Well, technically, you should also do that to your girlfriend, but since
obviously, because in Bulgaria, we got taught back in the day that was the only day you can appreciate somebody that much. When in reality, you can appreciate them that much every day. It's the same as Valentine's Day. If I want to tell Evo
anything that makes my mother happy, I'm fine with it.
I get that. That I completely get. But I'm just generalizing. So it's like this, Evo. I love you. I can say that now. I can say that tomorrow. I can say it the day after.
But can you say it on Valentine's Day? Please don't. Please fucking don't.
No. We're not gonna do Valentine's. We're gonna do Trifon Zarazan. Get a bunch of red wine and just get smashed.
No, but the thing is, it's like when we do it on Valentine's Day, it has significance.
It should have significance every day, not just...
It's like,
oh,
really?
It's the same as appreciating your mom. You can appreciate her every day. You don't have to fucking appreciate her just on the 8th of March just because somebody told you to.
Yeah.
Just because that's the norm and feminism and all that. It's just...
Then again, it's like, we also don't have Father's Day. I actually never knew that there was a Father's Day
until I heard it on a cartoon somewhere when I was a kid. I was like, do we have a Father's Day here? And my mom goes, what? I'm like, Father's Day, is that a thing? No. Tatkuden, yeah. Is that... I'm like, Mom, imagine little, like, 8-year-old Evo just watched Ed, Edd n Eddy or something, or like a show on Cartoon Network, and somebody says Father's Day, and I go up to my mom and I go, Mommy, do we have Father's Day? And she goes, what? I'm like, Father's Day, do we have that? No.
Even though, after I grew up, I know that the certain countries, and actually most Western countries, celebrate Father's Day to some extent.
Yeah, the UK does. The UK is super busy around Father's Day everywhere. But still the point of... that's why back home it was so weird, because the moment he challenged it, the moment he said, but why is there just the Ladies' Day and not the Father's Day? And you get chastised for it, for asking a legitimate question.
But the thing is, it's like, because in my opinion, and this is very personal, being a parent is a thankless job.
Yep.
It's a completely thankless job. It should be, and it is. Then again, because there is no school, there is no fucking diploma that says like congratulations. You're now fit to be you're fit to be a parent, and you have all the necessary skills to raise up your child properly.
No one does, and you learn as you go with everything. Yeah, because just like everything in life, you learn as you go. Nothing gets handed to you on a plate. Because
people change, political climate changes, everything changes, and you need to adapt. Because if I am a parent, which I'm not, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Please don't at me again if anything happens. I will pretend I never heard that one.
People can at me all they want. This is my opinion. You don't have to go by it. You're allowed to be wrong.
So it's like when a person tell me, "Oh, but we should do this." It's like, yeah, this worked when I was a child. Cause
this worked in the '90s, Mom, when I was 5.
This is not the '90s. I mean, to probably be called domestic abuse at this point.
People consider shouting at your kid domestic abuse right now. I am still of the firm belief that a child can be smacked at least once for doing something wrong.
Obviously, because first of all, you need to teach respect.
They need to be taught respect and values, and sometimes the only way to do it is by giving them a good...
Yeah, these are not concepts, especially when it comes to respect. Respect is not a concept that the child absolutely understands.
Yep.
I sure shit took me a while to understand it. My father helped me with that one.
Boy. I can relate there. I can fucking relate there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but that's fine. That shit happens. But once you learn it, you already know. So it shapes you as a person. Fine. I mean, if you beat your shit day in, day out with the fucking belt.
You don't do that, because that was actual abuse.
It needs to hold significance. Because I see a lot of children that even raise their hands against their mothers. Like, motherfucker, if my child does this,
if that was me, I would have been thrown out a fucking window.
They would remember never to do that. Yeah. It's like, you never do that. This is your mother. This is not just anybody.
These are your parents. These people like gave their blood and fucking sweat and tears for you.
Exactly.
The last thing you want to do is raise your hand at them. Who the fuck are you? Just belt, smack the fucking... Oh god, I've seen that shit happen where I used to work, and it infuriated me, because it's like, the fuck are you doing with your kid? Why is your kid willing to beat you up because you've said no for them and then you say, no, we can't have chicken nuggets, Timmy. Timmy throws a strop. Okay, Timmy, you can have chicken nuggets. No, you're spoiling your fucking child. You said no once. You're the parent. You make the decision. They're 3.
I remember when I was a child, it was like, my father was like, do you want ice cream? No. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, no ice cream for you. Dad, can I? No, you can't have any more ice cream.
You said you don't want it now. Fuck you. That's what it was for me as well. It's like, you're going to eat that, Evo? I'm like, I don't want it. Did you see anything else on the table? No. Then you're going to fucking eat it, aren't you? No, I don't want it. And my dad would go, I'm going to pour this down your shirt if you don't eat it. And then I would cry over my food until I ate it.
I need to go for a 6, so bear with me for half a second.
I will bear with you for half a second, yes.
By the way, I actually learned that there is a place I can smoke that's closer. It's a bit quieter, so you don't have to listen to
the sirens.
Listen to Liverpool, you mean?
Hey.
It's not the sirens. This is the national language of Liverpool.
Nino, Nino.
I'm gonna go to hell for this one. But
Okay.
be right back.
No, you're not gonna go to hell for anything. Liverpool is Liverpool. There's sirens all the time. The crime rate is high, but not that high as other places. I mean, I hear sirens in Glasgow,
Yep.
so.
Yep. Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I was just explaining while you were switching that crime rate is fine. In Liverpool, it's not that high, but it's still high. I hear sirens in Glasgow all the time, but you don't hear me complaining about it because you hear sirens anywhere, even in tiny rural towns. You hear a siren every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the crime rate isn't really high, but the thing is because I live on main road, and
All right.
two.
And there's even like not just sirens; it's like ambulances. And...
Well, I actually live like pretty close to 3 police departments, so of course I'm gonna fucking. It's like okay, but it's still fucking hilarious. It's like every time. Sure.
Right.
Right.
So next week, yes, we've decided the whole Batman thing. Yes.
And there is also the neutral movie we should do.
What?
Well, we did agree that probably we're gonna have not a lot of time to discuss this, so we need a neutral movie.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a movie to watch for next week, so we can discuss that as well as the Batman thing. Because pretty much next week you can fuck the news away unless some special news comes out.
Yeah.
Next week is gonna be us talking about our weeks, Batman for a good hour, and then the movie. Actually, no, we're gonna do the movie and then Batman for a good hour just to get it out of the way.
Well, it's pretty weird because we don't have actually a lot to talk about when it comes to Batman. Because the way I picture it, even if we do both meme squads, we probably just laugh.
Yeah, but that's the point, though. We're supposed to. This podcast is about having a good time and being positive
and discuss some really hot topics.
Hot topics. Speaking of hot topics, I really need to go pee, so I'm gonna go empty my bladder, and I'm gonna leave you to rant for whatever you want to rant about.
I don't even know what.
I'll be back in a second.
Then again, there is also another mod for Blood that apparently it's a bit better, and I'm not sure because it's not the reverse engineered alpha version of the game. Still, I'll probably check it out. And after you come back, I'll tell you what I found out about playing Blood online. Still, 8 people can play it, so if anyone else wants to join, you're welcome to join us. I will carry this bitch. Weirdly enough, I don't know. Lately, these types of conversations have become a fucking pain to wallow through. Mostly because the topics themselves start to influence our lives in ways that none of us like. And the movies start to reflect it, even if it's not on purpose, it still fucking happens, and I fucking hate it. Because me and my very uneventful life always have a way to make this shit work. I also got to reach the point that he's gonna make me talk about Suburbicon, because I know that motherfucker wants to hear what I have to say about Suburbicon, and I'm gonna spend the time of actually writing down everything and post it like a Word document with 250 pages of me saying shit about everything. Oh god. And this guy's bladder is probably filled with too much liquid. Oh, there he is. He should be here soon.
I have made my grand return.
Alright, so I was saying how there is another mod for Blood, by the way.
Okay.
That came out recently. It's called ND032 or some shit. I can't remember. It's a Duke Nukem kind of mod.
Okay.
I guess it functions a bit differently. I'm not exactly sure how. It says it's a bit better, but Thing is, the way I learned how to make the game work is you need a third party mod.
Turd.
And I need to do some port forwarding, which should be easy enough for you to be able to connect via IP address directly. And the game, and since it's a build game engine, the co-op works up to 8 people. If anyone else wants to join, do join
If anybody wants to
okay.
play Blood with us, yes, it's an old school shooter. You're more than welcome to DM me on the
To
Instagram
suffer.
or Twitter, or whatever. The Twitter's connected to the mix cloud thing. So
And to suffer through it. So
suffer through with us. Yes, I have a film for you.
yes, which
Yes.
movie?
Have you ever heard of a little film called Four Lions?
Actually, no.
That's good. The movie is a satire. It's like a very satirical comedy.
That's why I haven't heard it.
About-
I usually don't watch comedies, but
I
I
know
watch it.
it's
'cause
about
I have to.
it's about four dudes that decide to be Taliban, or go to the UK, or go to the UK to be
I've
Taliban. Yeah.
I've seen this one. I've seen
Yeah.
it. Sorry, I've seen it. I remember when they tried to buy Joe, was it?
Yeah.
From them. And it turns out that they're on a list because they
The
bought
bit
them
with the
from-
goat is fucking great.
Oh,
So,
yeah, the goat.
Four Lions is your movie for next week, friend.
Yeah, I actually remember that. It was.
I thought
kind of...
it was a toss up between
funny.
that, Three Kings.
Oh yeah, because the George Clooney train motherfucker.
Yep.
The George Clooney. Because I.
Or
actually-
I have another film for you,
Which
which
one?
was, well, because you wanted something lighter for next week, so we don't go like super deep with the analytics. I was gonna give you Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, I've seen all three of them.
Oh, I fucking love all of them. But we're not gonna go. Jacob's Ladder is something. It is fucking something.
It's actually very deeply analytical because it explores the psyche, the perception of life and death, and
Yeah,
the
and
Vietnam
it's
War.
fucking. That movie is fucking amazing.
So my choice is between tackling hot topics such as terrorism, which I don't want to because my opinions are usually. I mean, I've had conversations with a lot of people,
So have I. Don't worry about it.
and it's it changes because the concept of terrorism is a fucking weird one. More, I remember the Vesco
Yeah.
reminded me ages ago when an American came to visit. He said that we shouldn't be learning about forefathers that liberated us. By the way, the 3rd of March was our international day, which passed, where, well, it's kind of a half truth because that's not our official Independence Day.
It's a long.
Since
That's also a big hubbub, but yeah.
But we celebrate it. It's the one that the San Stefanian Bulgaria was formed, which
Yep.
never passed. It never passed because of fucking Russia, of all things.
What? Because of Russia? No.
Well, yeah. If you want to, I'll go into the next episode and explain exactly why the San Stefanian contract was nullified by the whole of Europe, and exactly how this thing played out today, and even to this day, and what exactly happened.
Okay,
It's
so
been a
next week we're getting a little history lesson here by the other Evo. He loves his
yeah, it will
history.
explain- I mean, my history teacher was because she taught me a lot about how to actually tackle history and try to be as
Neutral as possible.
yeah, and the neutrality tells me the moment is like it's so bad what the Russians did in that San Stefanian contract with Turkey, which by the way included only Russia and Turkey when they drew our map. None of Europe
Yep.
was part of it. And
That's
that was
a
big-
fun. That's a.
That's the first mistake.
It's a lot of
It goes
machinations. Yeah, I know. It gets
on.
worse.
And they said that we shouldn't learn about the people who try to liberate us because they're terrorists. And that's when you know how this shit goes out.
Yeah,
Because,
and then we could go on long and hard about other random
Because
shit. But
technically they're correct. They are terrorists. But since so are the people who did the Postal Tea Party.
yeah,
So
so are the people that dumped the tea in the fucking ocean. But that's a different story.
Yeah. So is
That's the thing about history and the way you perceive it. It's in a lot of cases it's very selfish and it's very arrogant in the way that no, your history was fucked up, mine was fine. When in reality, everybody, it's a very sort of subjective thing, and a lot of people don't realize that.
And the way the way I currently define for me terrorism is when you do a violent act based on your religious belief with a political agenda.
Yep,
That's
it's an extreme act of violence with a political agenda. It doesn't even have to be religious.
on a religion or on a religious basis.
It's not
That's
always about
how-
religion, though.
Well, no, but they use it as an excuse, as like a
Yeah.
cushion for them to fall back to. So there is this religious overtone for them to get more supporters, which would
I
fuel
mean,
war.
I'd say
This
that
is how
the
I
part of the Crusades were terrorism as well. So
Well, we shall take Jerusalem.
yeah, exactly. It's like we are here because you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in Jesus, so we will kill you all. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but you know, this is how I define terrorism, and it's not a concept that encompasses everything.
yeah,
Because
it's a very loose definition, but it's how you define it. So
and you know, it's just that's why that's the thing that always bugged me. It's like, because when I talk to other people, they define terrorism differently than I do. I was like, yeah, but when you think about it like this exactly doesn't make sense. But when you do it like that, it suddenly makes more sense. They're like,
it's subjective though. You can make your own opinions.
Yeah, but what if it's actually this? Because the white media tells us this. No,
and then you get to the other end where it's like all the media, what the media says.
They're right.
Yeah.
The white media does make us feel in such a way that it makes this work in such a way, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
But they have a point. But this point is moot and subjective, and even if you form the opinion on your own, it's gonna be moot and subjective, and you're still never gonna encompass everything because, like I said, politics is like a Rubik's cube. Even if you solve it properly, you're only gonna be able to see three sides at the same time. You just have to assume that everything else aligns up, which it never does.
Write that down, kids. That's a good quote.
Well,
write that fucking down. Okay.
I mean,
it's just let's leave politics because I don't know how we do this, but every other episode we just get political for a good 10, 15 minutes.
Because we live in a time where politics make the most of our everyday lives.
True, even when we don't want them to.
It's just, and this is the type of this is the adulthood I don't want to be part of. Because even if I try to not be political, I'm always gonna have to be political because it affects everything. And if it affects everything, it's gonna affect me. If it's gonna affect me, I'm gonna have to
cause and effect. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have an opinion. This opinion might not be the opinion that you want to hear about, but it's opinion I formed because of certain fucking reasons.
Because of factors that make the opinion get formed in the first place.
Yeah, because I especially love it because I'm a white person and I only think in white in one way because, you know, every white person is the same.
Yeah.
Thank you, racism.
Is bullshit, yeah.
Which is racism, it's fact, because, you know, there is a difference between white people, there's a difference between black people, there's a difference between other people because we have different cultures.
Yep. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what color your skin is as long as you have a decent opinion. You can be an asshole, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or brown or yellow, whatever. You're still an asshole. It doesn't matter. The color doesn't matter.
Exactly. If we always go back to that one, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. You're gonna get treated.
Regardless of your color. Okay, so your movie for next week is
Four Lions.
Four Lions.
Wait. No, wait. Jacob's Ladder. I want to rewatch that one. Jacob's Ladder.
Well, you want to watch Jacob's Ladder instead?
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob's Ladder it is then. So next week we're getting the analytical week where Evo talks about history, then we talk about Batman, then we talk about Jacob's fucking Ladder.
Yeah, I mean...
Next week's going to be a bit of a downer, folks. I do apologize.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting because a lot of people don't know a lot about our history because we are not a powerhouse. We're not very well known.
We were, but a lot of people say that. Oh, we were a powerhouse once. Yeah, and but before the year 1000, we were. Yeah.
Yeah, even after that. But the thing is, like, people don't care because we are also never taught about English history much.
Because we were stuck in a communist regime up until '89, so we didn't really know what was going on in the West.
Even after that,
people were incarcerated for listening to rock music. So go figure.
I've got a couple of stories about that with my father.
I've got some great stories about that as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we only the way history works is like you only learn your country's history. You don't care about it, and that's kind of sad. And by the way, if you want to get a lot about the 20th century history, I highly suggest you read Henry Kissinger's Diplomacy. This is by far the one book that explained European history as unbiased as possible, and that includes us because we were major players in the 20th.
We really were. Well, we were. Bulgaria is literally in a crossroads in the middle of the southeastern Europe. All the main routes go through us.
We have to the Balkan history at that point, including the Balkan War,
and all the
adverse effects
resources
in the cause of World War One. One way or another, if you believe it or not, there was actual reason why it all started from here and spread to.
Speaking of the Balkan War, do you know who when the first airstrike happened?
Yeah, we did it.
It was us with planes with agricultural planes just throwing bombs out the plane.
Do you want me to tell you something else? It's hilarious.
What?
Women also did. We also used female pilots to do the same
We did,
thing.
yeah. We were the first, some of the first. If not the first, I don't know.
I remember I had this conversation a long time ago where people were like, "Oh, you're from the Balkans, you treat women badly." It's like, no,
we've actually always, like, there's always the whole notion of, yeah, she's a housewife, blah blah blah, but we've always respected women to the point where a lot of women always are always put on a pedestal in Bulgaria, regardless if she's just a housewife. She is still a woman, and let's not get into that. But
let me explain like this. See, every country has its own way of naming itself.
Yeah.
See, in Russia, it's the motherland, aka the land where your mothers live.
Yep.
In Germany, it's the fatherland, where the fathers live.
Yep.
And this is gonna be, and in England, it's the Queensland. What it refers to is this: when we live in England, we don't live in England. We live in the Queen's property. It's like this big fucking house in the middle, and this is all her yard.
Yeah.
Fine. When you live in the fatherland, you put the father on a pedestal. He's the one who does all the work. He's the one that brings stability, brings food to the table. So you put him on a pedestal. When you live in Russia, it's the opposite. It's the mother. It's the one that takes care of you.
The one that's taking care of everything. Yeah.
And we call our country Mother Bulgaria.
Yep.
Because we all have one mother in common. This is Bulgaria. We come from different places, different things, but we have one thing in common, and this is our homeland. And we always portray her as this caring mother, always
gentle,
caring mother,
but very fierce when she wants to be.
So either way, the way we refer to our countries is also reflected in our cultural presentation of a family, in a way, because so. Same as the Russians, we are taught how to respect women from an early age. This is fine. This is okay. But the difference is that we are also taught that women have this quiet dignity about them.
Yep.
And I don't mean that they have to be subservient and whatever.
Pick your words carefully, friend.
No, because I'm messaging because I need to go and play. Because they have this thing. They don't need to be loud. They don't need, because when they're in there, you respect them. They have this literally quite dignity.
They need to be respected.
And we also taught that. I'm also taught that the women that self-objectify themselves are not worthy of that respect, because they denounce their femininity and their womanness.
Basically, back home, it's, you don't need to say that you're a woman, and you don't need to expect me to respect you. If you do that to me, I will not respect you, because you've neglected that part of you completely.
Yes. So yeah, it's really awkward and weird, but to us it makes sense.
It makes sense, but like from somebody else's standpoint, they'll go, "That's stupid. You should respect women regardless." I'm like, no, but I respect them. But the moment they start shoving it down my throat, I'll stop. That's how it goes.
Right. So let's finish this. Next week we continue.
Yeah.
Stuff.
We continue. Stuff. So this has been, because you need to go play videos games. I need to go to bed because I'm at work at 6:45 tomorrow.
This has been a very educational
podcast. Yes. This has been episode 9. We've been doing this for 10 weeks straight. Jesus Christ.
How should we call it?
Don't get political again.
No. I was thinking about Happy Non-Gender Biased Day.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Yeah.
By the way, in the order, because the werewolves are 4 of them. There is a woman, and one of the guys goes like, "This is the Brotherhood of Saint Christian or something." She was like, "Not a brotherhood, non-gender binary collective." And it's kind of funny.
That's the name of the podcast. It's the Non-Gender Binary Collective.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of funny, because you know that she's okay with the name, but she does it just to spite the guy off. 'Cause it's kind of funny. It's like,
Oh god.
because just watch it, you understand.
I'll
and
watch
the
it.
reason
I'll
why
watch it.
it's a Brotherhood because the werewolves and whatever.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't because there is a woman in there, but they don't regard her as a woman; they regard her as part of them because like part of the family. It's
kind of stupid, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually was surprised, but I was like, oh god, oh wait a second, wait, I get it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm playing the music. This has been episode 9 of Voices from Behind.
Yeah.
See you all next week, and thank you so very much for listening to us. I have been the host, and this has been the co-host, and we have hosted this
For way too long.
for way too long again, for God's sake, because we got political. Okay.
And we still don't have a cease and desist. And
Nope, somehow.
Yes.
Okay.
It will come. All right.
Okay. One day. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.